Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Rachel with Living the Journal Life. I'm super excited that you're here. Today we're going to change it up. We're going to do a plan with me, but I'm using this S'more the Merrier kit from Sweet Kawaii Design. This is the Kawaii kit, and the subscription signups are from July 1st through the 10th, and I will link the full reveal video, Tesia's channel, in the description because this is just me flipping through. I just want to show you guys real quick. We'll set up for the week ahead and then I'll fill out what I can, and because we're in our new Hobonichi Cousin, we won't be flipping back, but hopefully we'll be able to do a little bit more flipping back next week, because this is a brand new planner for me, kind of, because it's the first half of the year. Anyway, to the kit. This S'more the Merrier kit is so fun. I had a different kit planned, but I really just wanted not 4th of July colors. I'm not feeling it. I want soft, I want soothing, I just want not the bright, bold colors of a summer. I want something mellow and chill, and 4th of July week is always hard for me because I have horrible anxiety and 2 cats, so oof, fireworks, not my friend. But my brand new, shiny, so skinny planner is making me very, very excited. So I'm very excited to get into this. And you're gonna see today I have a lot of pain and I'm not very agile with my fingers, and we're gonna pick stickers up and down, but I got arthritis and it is just what it is. I thought about cutting a lot of it out, but that's not how I roll. So you're gonna get everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, the struggle. It's just gonna be here. If you're new around here and you haven't been here for one of my plan with me's, my weekly pages are a little bit of so that I can just get a quick overview of the week, and then each day I go into there and write down what happened. So there's a little bit of forward planning and then a little bit of back planning as the week goes on. My daily pages is where I really do big checklists. If I'm going to do checklists on my weekly pages, which I am this week, it's just going to be the top 3 things that I need to get done. It's not going to be really detailed. I don't write down every single thing I do on these pages. This is really the highlight reel. If we were looking at this as social media, this is just the highlight reel. This is just the things I would take pictures of, or the bigger things that I did that took up my time. My daily pages is where I get into the nitty gritty. That's where I write down way too much, and my feelings and stickers and everything. This is just a small amount of forward planning and then what I did with my day. So that's how I use these. I know that a lot of people have problems, not problems, but they have trouble figuring out when you get into the Hobonichi Cousin how to use all of the different spreads. So if you are new to the Hobonichi Cousin, I have a whole series of ideas that I have tried on how to use these pages, and honestly, the weekly pages are the ones that I change up the most frequently. I'm very much a creature of habit, but if I'm going to play around with something, it's probably going to be my weekly pages, because it's just to get my head in order at the beginning of the week, and I can do that in other ways. Do you know what I mean? So it's not super necessary. So I've tried this in a bunch of different ways, and I have a bunch of different ideas of ways I use it. My friends have used it, so that if you're new, I will link that playlist, because I know a lot of people are starting the Hobonichi Cousin for the first time in July, and you're probably like, oh my god, what do I do with all these different things? And there's a ton of ideas, and you just have to play around until you figure out what works for you, and then when it stops working for you, play around and find out what works for you at that particular moment. So that's my little PSA. I love the Hobonichi Cousin, so anytime I feel like there are new people to it, I have to share the love. There's a lot. It's infinite. You can use this planner in so many ways. It really is my holy grail planner. So anyway, this week coming up is the 4th of July, which is stressful, but it's also, I'm going to meet with my rheumatologist. My insurance has okayed the gout treatment infusions. So I'm looking forward to asking a whole bunch of questions. I actually have a personal rep from the pharmaceutical company that's answered a bunch of my questions, but I have some for my doctor. And so that's the big thing this week, is doing that and getting my cat's vet appointment scheduled, because they're overdue, and I just want to make sure that they're getting consistent care. They've never had consistent care because we moved every 2 years, and then we moved here, and we've been settled here for a long time, but the plague happened right after we moved here. So the poor girls. And I finally found a vet here that I liked, and then she disappeared. So these poor ladies, and they're senior ladies. So this newer vet that I really enjoy, she wanted them back June-ish. So it's now July-ish, and I need to get them in. Nothing big. She just wants to recheck their teeth. I'm brushing their teeth every day, and she wants to make sure that it's good enough because they had some tartar buildup. So nothing earth-shattering, but it just needs to get seen to. So on my sidebar, I'm going to use the weekly thing tracker for my cleaning, and then I'm going to use for habits. I'm really trying to get my skincare in order these days. So 2 habit trackers are going to be for that, AM skincare and PM skincare, and then I want to make sure I'm meditating because we're going through a really stressful time, and I need to make sure that my meditation is one of my major coping mechanisms for my anxiety, so it doesn't get too out of control. Other than that, 4th of July, which is a horrible day because of all the fireworks, and then the 5th of July, I'm going to see my rheumatologist. It's going to be a virtual appointment, but she's going to answer all of my questions about the infusions that we're going to start this month. I've already started the immune suppressing medication, which is the same medication you take when you have a transplant, but just smaller dosages. So this is kind of like seeing how I do with the transplant med before I have a transplant, which is nice. When I get to that point, I can be like, hey, I've already taken this one, and this is how I do on it. And it's going okay. I'm having some symptoms, so I'm going to tell her about my symptoms, ask lots of questions, and then in the middle of July, I will start getting infusions, and then we'll see how that goes. But mostly July is going to be about getting the cats to the vet, and then my gout infusions, and hopefully I do know that when I have the infusions, I'm likely to have flare-ups, so I just need to ask some pertinent questions before I start. I like to know kind of what it's going to feel like for medical procedures, and since this is something that I could have for 6 months to a year, I kind of need to know what I'm going in for. So and it's a big deal. It's like you're there for hours, and the infusion itself is at least 2 hours, and then they give you pre-meds, and then you have to sit there for a while they make sure that you're doing okay afterwards. And it's not a little thing. This is when all of the other medicines don't work. So I'm putting something for 4th of July on Thursday. That s'mores box is going to be for my rheumatologist appointment. And Monday, I really want to make sure that I get that vet appointment scheduled. So I put a little box for that. And then once I get these boxes in, I'm just going to start adding a few random boxes to make it look a little bit, bring the color from the headers down into the column and make it look a little bit more filled in. But those are the only things that are going to have a place with this view. I plan out just a little bit ahead of time so that I can see what's coming up in my world. And then the rest of it, oh, and I need to clean the cat water filter on Thursday. That's what Poe is there for. And then the rest will just get filled in whatever happens that day. I can't pre-plan. I know there's a lot of people that can pre-plan their entire day, and I am just not one of those people. And I'm feeling a little scatterbrained, not necessarily super stressed, but a little scatterbrained. So I really want to have the checklist just so that I have sort of a place for the top things. It doesn't have to be, I think there's a spot for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things, but at least the top 3 things of the day, so that I can kind of stay on top, feel like I'm at least staying on top of things. And on this overview glance, I can see sort of the main things that I want to get done this day. But I'm hoping June was a little bit up and down and very a lot. So I'm hoping that July, and I know that we're going to do like really major medical infusions, and that's a big deal, but I'm hoping comparatively that it's just a little bit. We'll get the girls to the doctor. All they will need is this little checkup theoretically, and then we won't have to see them for 6 months or a year. You know, get me started on this medication, deal with whatever comes up. But like that, that's sort of a late month for me. I don't have to see a bunch of specialists or anything, so it's just the one rheumatology doctor and the vets. And I think that I can kind of get back on track with work and house stuff, and but you never know, because once it starts getting warm, it's all up in the air from there. It could go well, it could go horribly. So we'll see how it is. And this week I don't have a flip back for you because this is the beginning of the planner. So there is nothing to flip through. I will at some point have a full flip through of the first 6 months in my Hobonichi Cousin coming up. I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to do that, but that is something I will do in the future so that you can see the entire 6 month all filled out and see how I actually used my planner, because I like that, and I usually do that weekly, but we'll resume that next week, and you guys can see how things are going. I'm really so excited to have such a flat planner. My planner has been chunky for quite a while, and I didn't know just how chunky until I set this one up, and I'm like, wow, it's so small and flat and easy. So it's really fun to have this new fresh start. I also need to get back on my goals, so I'm hoping to, do sort of a mid-year refresh on my goals and set them up for July. Should have been done by now, but we're always a work in progress here. And yeah, that's what I want to get. Sort of get back on track in July. We'll see how it actually goes. But this is my setup. I'm just going to quickly fill in the things that I can fill in. And if you've been here for this long in the video, thank you so much for watching. And I do have a question. I just kind of want to get a feel for how everybody's year is going. It's sort of the middle. We made it halfway through this year. How is 2024 going for you? It's been a bit of a roller coaster for me. I thought this might be my year to finally have a boring year, but it's been a roller coaster from the very start. So I was just kind of wondering how everybody else is doing, because it can't be just me, right? And how many years in a row are we going to have roller coasters? At some point, it has to just chill out. Anyway, thank you guys so very much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Make sure that you are subscribed. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.